This is Coach Perkins. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hey, good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Pioneer Digital Network. It is the second of a gauntlet of NCAA Division I opponents for the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College. Tonight, the Pioneers find themselves against the North Alabama Lions. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dustin Seymour, Sports Information Director at Crowley's Ridge. The Pioneers started off this morning in the plateau of Northeast Arkansas, made their way across the Mississippi River Delta, across the North Mississippi Hills, and now find themselves situated on the banks of the Tennessee River in Florence, Alabama, against the Purple and Gold University of North Alabama Lions. The Pioneers will have three NCAA Division I opponents back to back to back. They will face the Lions tonight, and then on Saturday, after this game, they will travel up I-65 North and make their way to Nashville for two games. In the Music City, they will face the Lipscomb Bison on Saturday. They're going to face the Tennessee State Tigers on Saturday, and then the Lipscomb Bison on Monday. We will not be there for those games, but we were able to be here for tonight's game against North Alabama. As we look between the two squads, the Pioneers sitting at 3-8 on their season thus far. North Alabama has been able to get 4 games in this season. They, just like everybody else, have been affected by COVID-19. Their last game was back on December 13th, and that was a loss to a little team known as the Hoosiers of the University of Indiana. And Indiana leading the nation right now, averaging over 100 points per game. And so the fact that UNA held them to just 87 points is a good job for them. They also fell back on December 10th to the Trojans of Troy University. That was a 62-57 loss, but the two games previous to that were 2 victories against Carver College and Oakwood, as the Lions in the ASUN Conference, as we look at the banners of the ASUN Conference: Bellarmine, Florida Gulf Coast, Jacksonville, Kennesaw State, Liberty, Lipscomb, North Florida, and Stetson. The ASUN, I had been calling them the Atlantic Sun. That's what they were back until 2013, but they have since rebranded and are just the ASUN Conference now, as the UNA doing well in the ASUN. They are currently tops in the conference in 4 different categories. The Lions are first in the ASUN at 78.5 points per game. Also with top numbers with rebounds per game, the Lions averaging 40.3 boards a game. Leading their conference in offensive rebounds per game, averaging 12.5 offensive boards. And they are top ranked in the ASUN in forcing their opponents to cough up the ball just shy of 18 times per game. As we introduce the University of North Alabama Lions taking on your Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers, they have 6 players averaging double digits. Their first one is a 6'5" freshman out of New Jersey, Will Susi, averaging 10 points a game, shooting 61% from the floor, is the 6'5" freshman. D'Italian Brown is a 6'3" freshman from Chicago. He is tied for the team lead with 8 3-pointers made thus far on the year. Jonathan Breland is a 6'3" sophomore, last playing out of Neosho Community College in Missouri. He is a Columbia, South Carolina native, is the 6'3", 193-pound sophomore. He averages 4 points a game. Jamari Blackman is a 6'1" junior out of Hoover, Alabama. He averages 11 buckets a game, shooting 30% from the floor. Isaac Chapman, a 6'6" junior from Cordova, Alabama, last playing for the Northeast Mississippi Community College team. He averages 5 points a game. 3 players lead the team in points per game. 3 different players with 15 points a game. Mervyn James, St. Thomas, Virgin Island native, a 6'7" sophomore, averaging 15 points a game, 53% from the floor. We also have C.J. Brim, a 5'9" senior out of Tupelo, Mississippi. He last played for Pearl River Community College. He averages 15 a game, shooting 56% from the floor. And James Anderson, a 200-pound, 6'5" senior out of Roswell, Georgia, last playing at Ohio's Cuyahoga Community College. He shoots 71% from the floor. And so 3 players are ranked 4th in the nation in points per game, right at 15 points a game. There is also the redshirted freshman Peyton Youngblood, 6'5", from Birmingham, Alabama. He averages 10 buckets a game, shooting 35% from the floor. He also has 8 3-pointers in the season. Emmanuel Littles is top ranked in the ASUN in rebounds per game. He averages 8.7 boards a game. Does the Lanett, Alabama native, 6'7" junior. Austin Meloche, a 6'1" sophomore out of Palm Harbor, Florida, yet to get playing time. The 6'4" junior, Alexa Modic, a 210-pounded junior out of Belgrade, Serbia. He averages 7 buckets a game. And yet to see playing time as a freshman out of Coffee Springs, Alabama, is Dallas Howell. We are coming close to the national anthem here. I remembered it was against Arkansas State. We were starting our pregame show, and pretty much as soon as I introduced the game, I'm used to my how things go at Crowley's Ridge, and we do the national anthem and prayer 1 minute before game time. And at A-State, they caught me off guard going about 8 minutes before national anthem time, and we're about 10 seconds away from the national anthem here at Flowers Hall on the campus of the University of North Alabama. We're going to send it down to the public address announcer who will have those introduction and the national anthem, and then we will be right back. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Thank you.
And we welcome you back inside Flowers Hall on the campus of the University of North Alabama on the banks of the Tennessee River. And Florence, Alabama, the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College find themselves facing off with the NCAA Division I ASUN Conference member, the University of North Alabama, sitting at 2-2. They are led in his 3rd season, by Tony Pujol, a Sterling College alumnus. He is assisted by Willie Watson, Tom Berryman, and Ahmad Smith. Coach Pujol in his 3rd season at the helm of the Lions, sitting at 2-2 on the year. He is matched up with your Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers. They are 3-8 on the year. The Pioneers showing strong defense in the early halfway through the season. I still think it's early in the year, but we're halfway through, as the Pioneers are ranked in the top 10 in 2 defensive categories. They're 4th in the nation in total blocks. 56 are the men in green. They are 10th in the nation in total steals with 96. And they are ranked in the top 50 in several other defensive categories. 11th in blocks per game, 26th in total rebounds, 34th in total points. And over on the individual side, Tyrell Ware, despite having minimal playing time in the last 3 games, he is still 3rd in the nation in total blocks. with 23, and he is still 7th in the nation with blocks per game, averaging just shy of 3 stuffs a game. Kyle Moore is ranked 11th in the NAIA with 16 total steals. Behind Tyrell Ware is Riley Clairday, who's been getting a lot of playing time lately. He is 13th in the nation with his 14 blocks. Kyle Moore, 15th in the nation in total steals with 22. And Bo Roberson has scored 209 points, good enough to be 19th in the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. We are introducing the starting lineups. We're going to look first across the way at the UNA Lions. They are going to send out Will Susi, the 6'5 freshman out of Califon, New Jersey. They're also sending out Jamari Blackman, a 6'1 junior out of Hoover, Alabama. Mervyn James, 6'7 sophomore, averaging 15 buckets a game, does the Virgin Islander. Peyton Youngblood, a red-shirted senior out of Birmingham, Alabama, standing at 6'5", will get the nod from Coach Pujol. And rounding off his starting lineup is going to be Emmanuel Littles, the top rebounder in the ASUN Conference, averaging 8.7 boards per game. So it will be Susi, Blackman, James, Youngblood, and Littles for the Lions of the University of North Alabama. Across the way for the Pioneers, Coach Perkins has had a different lineup over the past several games. If you go over the past 5 games, he's only used the same lineup 2 times in a row, but he is back to that lineup. It will be Bo Roberson, the 6'2 sophomore from Tuckerman, Arkansas. He is leading the team with 19 points per game. Coach Perkins, in his 14th year, is also sending out no, he's not. I was about to say Avery Perkins, but he's sending out Kyle Moore. He's right next to Avery Perkins. Kyle Moore, the 5'11 senior from Cardwell, Missouri, leads the team with 22 steals. Riley Clairday, the 6'7 freshman from Melbourne, Arkansas, is getting the nod, starting in the center dot. Key Roberson, the 6'4 sophomore, 280-pounded former Tuckerman Bulldog, and KJ Corder, a 6'3 junior transfer from National Park College. So for the Pioneers, it's going to be Roberson, Moore, Clairday, the other Roberson, and Corder. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we will get things set for the tip-off between the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College and the Lions of the University of North Alabama. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can. But it's just as important to take time for yourself. AARP can help. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
My name is Grayson Taylor, and I'm the campus minister at the Ridge Connection, which is the campus ministry on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College. College is a time that is possibly the most formative time in any person's life. It's where you find out who you might marry, figure out what you want to do with your life, and you figure out if your faith is legitimate, or you figure out if you believe in God at all. At the Ridge Connection, we want to help you to find an authentic community of believers that is both encouraging and uplifting to you during your time in college. We hope that as you become more involved in our campus ministry, that you actually leave campus more like Jesus than you were when you walked in. We want to help you connect to God, connect to other people, and of course, connect on the campus of CRC. So follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at The Ridge Connection. You can find us on Instagram at The Ridge Connect. We are so excited to see what God does through The Ridge Connection on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College.
This is Bo Roberson. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back inside Flowers Hall on the campus of the University of North Alabama. The Pioneers playing the Lions today as the starting lineups are introduced as we go down the matchup. Pioneers averaging 74 points a game. The Lions averaging 78.5 points a game. Pioneers shooting 40% from the floor while the Lions are at 44%. From long range, the Pioneers average 7 3-pointers a game. On the other side, the Lions averaging 8.5. As the Lions will get the lead on that category. They have shot a total of 34 total 3-pointers as the lights go out. And you hear the hype video going on. So if I trying to read through my lights as the lights, trying to read through my notes as the lights have gone on. Pioneers have shot 66% from the charity stripe. The Lions shooting 69%. Pioneers average 37 rebounds a game. The Lions at 40. Pioneers averaging 17 turnovers a game. The Lions keep it close. They've only turned it over an average of 11 times per game. Pioneers do steal the ball away and block the ball more per game. They average 8.7 steals a game, 5.1 blocks a game. And the Lions average average 7.8 steals per game and 3 blocks per game. So the Pioneers will have to make sure that they don't cough the ball up. They do that quite often. As you see, they are averaging 17 turnovers a game, and North Alabama forces more turnovers than any other team in the ASUN Conference as they are being introduced for the floor now. Crowley's Ridge in their away green uniforms, green jerseys, green trunks with white numeral with a black outline, with Pioneers across the chest. On the other side in gray jerseys, gray tops, gray bottoms, UNA, wearing a jersey indicating their location on the shoals, being across the jersey on the top and the bottom, between which the number is in purple. So the Shoals being right next to Muscle Shoals, Florence and Muscle Shoals, kind of twin cities here in Northwest Alabama, as the Lions are being introduced to the floor again. For the Pioneers, it's going to be Bo Roberson, Kyle Moore, Riley Clairday, Key Roberson, and KJ Corder. For North Alabama, it's Will Susi, Jamari Blackman, Mervyn James, Peyton Youngblood, and Emmanuel Littles. So the teams are finally getting set to go after the introductions. Crowley's Ridge getting their final words of instruction from head coach Chris Perkins, and the Lions are doing exactly that on the right side of the floor, except getting their instructions from head coach Tony Pujol. So Crowley's Ridge will be moving left to right across your screen as Riley Clairday will head to the center dot to match up against, that's going to be Emmanuel Little, 6'7", for the Lions against 6'5" for the Pioneers. Referees seem to indicate that they are ready to go. Referee blows his whistle. Ball is in the air. We're underway. UNA will start things off as they hand off the ball to Jamari Blackman. Blackman will be working the point for the purple and the gold as he hands off to Youngblood. Youngblood at the top of the key moves to his left, back to Blackman. Blackman goes down low to Littles off the left block. Littles double teamed, spins around, goes to the top of the key. One touch pass to Blackman for three, and he'll drain it. Jamari Blackman drains the three-pointer for the Lions. Crowley's Ridge now coming the other way. Kyle Moore on the far wing will dribble to his right between the circles now. Hands off to Bo Roberson. Roberson will drive to the left side, picks up his dribble. Almost stolen away. Here's Kyle Moore on the left elbow. Heaves it down low, and that is going to be stolen away by Emmanuel Littles, who looks to his right to Blackman. So the Pioneers already with a turnover before a shot getting off. Blackman on the far wing has already drained a three-pointer, picks up a screen from Littles. Littles, bounce pass, beautiful bounce pass to Mervyn James, who makes the Pioneers pay. Beautiful pass from Littles, who finds Mervyn James, who lays it in. Pioneers now trailing the Lions 4-4. 4-0, rather. KJ Corder at the top of the key, tries to drive in, runs right into Riley Clairday. He was setting a screen that was supposed to block a Lion. Instead, it blocked the Pioneers. The near corner is Kyle Moore, who goes to the top of the key to KJ Quarter. Now to Bo Roberson. Roberson with 5 on the shot clock. Key Roberson for 3. That misses. Rebound coming down to Littles. Emmanuel Littles will drive. He hands off to Will Susie. Susie goes coast to coast. He misses that shot. Rebound comes to Key Roberson, who outlets to his brother Bo. Bo Roberson thought about going outside. Instead, he goes in. His shot is too hard, and he is on the baseline as he tried to get his own rebound. And so the Pioneers do get a shot off. However, the offensive board goes into the hands of the offensive board was out of bounds, so it is UNA basketball. Blackman pulls up for 3. That is short. Rebound coming down to Mervyn James. James bounce passes to Little. Little on the right elbow. Fakes going in, puts up a jumper. That bounces high. Rebounded by KJ Quarter for the green and the white. KJ Quarter moving left to right for the Pioneers. Drifts to the top of the key. Hands off to Key Roberson going the other direction. Did maintain possession. However, here's Bo Roberson. Dribbles off of his foot. KJ Quarter was there to corral it. At the free throw line, passes down low to Clairday. Clairday up, Clairday in. Crowley's Ridge will get their first 2 points of the game. As Will Susie passes to the top of the key to Littles, to the right side to Blackman, who hands off to Youngblood. Youngblood at the top of the key, back to Blackman on the far wing, who bounce passes to Little. Little off the right block, double team, finds an open. Good ball movement by the Lions, gets it over to Peyton Youngblood, who drains the three-pointer. The redshirt senior out of the Magic City, Birmingham, Alabama, puts the Lions up 8-2. And that's going to be cleanly stolen away. A good job by Mervyn James there to see the pass, and he's going to be fouled by Kyle Moore. So Mervyn James was going coast to coast and was about to lay it in. But Kyle Moore is going to pick up the foul and make James work for the free throw points. James averages 71% from the free throw line, does the St. Thomas, Virginia, I'm going to say Virginia this whole time, but it's Virgin Islands. First free throw on its way up and true. Y'all can probably see Mervyn James' shoes from Paragould. Got some Dayglow pink and orange. He and Emmanuel Littles both wearing the same shoes, and they might trigger a migraine before the game's over. Second free throw is no good. Littles gets the rebound. Littles gets the bucket, and Littles draws the foul. That is on Riley Clairday. And so the free throw is out. However, 2 points came back in, and a chance for a third from Emmanuel Littles. He shoots 54% from the charity stripe. Littles bounces. His free throw is off the back iron. Rebound is going to be fought for, and the Pioneers cannot catch a break as Key Roberson falls out of bounds as the last player to touch it. And so though the free throw did not go, the Lions of UNA will maintain possession. Littles off the right block, spins around, goes around the world, muscles it up, misses his shot, but gets his own rebound. Littles then muscles once more. Emmanuel Littles, 6'7", 215 pounds. Bo Roberson for 3 on the other side. He misses his shot. Littles gets the rebound. It is all Emmanuel Littles right now for the UNA Lions. Will Susie on the left block. That's up, that's in. Will Susie gives the Lions a slight 15-2 edge with 16:30 left to go in the opening act. Kyle Moore picks up his dribble, hands off to Bo Roberson. Roberson thought about pulling up for a jumper, but that's blocked away by Mervyn James, who hands off to Susie on the near corner. Susie for 3. Susie misses his three-pointer. Bo Roberson gets the board. Kyle Moore with the basketball. He crosses the timeline on the far sideline. Now to Key Roberson at the top of the key. Roberson hands off to find KJ Quarter under the hoop. Quarter goes up. Quarter misses his shot. Emmanuel Littles is there for the board. Quick outlet pass to find Mervyn James. Mervyn James goes up, uses all kinds of hang time from the free throw line and lays it in. And it is a 17-2 lead for the guys in gray, being the UNA Lions. Kyle Moore at the top of the key goes to his right to Bo Roberson at the right block. He'll back off. 10-foot jump shot hits the backboard. He gets his rebound, gets the shot up, misses, tries to muscle it once more, and that rolls out. Nothing is falling for Bo Roberson and the Pioneers. As Crowley's Ridge now 1 for 8 from the floor, and there's a foul on the other side, this time on KJ Quarter, And that will bring us to our first timeout of the half. Crowley's Ridge down to the UNA Lions. 15-17 left to go. Pioneers trailing 17-2. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
KJ Quarter, you listen to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
KJ Quarter picking up the personal foul on the other side of the media timeout. As the Lions now will have their first change of personnel. Bo Roberson and Key Roberson will stay on the floor. But joining them now is Braden Williams, Montrell James, and Tyrell Ware. So UNA using all 60 seconds of the media timeout. Pioneers already out on the floor, ready to get things going. UNA just now breaking the huddle as the second warning buzzer goes off. UNA is going to send out the a very similar lineup. They're still going to keep Emmanuel Littles on the floor. Littles currently sitting at 4 points and 7 rebounds. 5 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Not even 5 minutes into the game, and he's already got 7 rebounds. Does Emmanuel Littles, the Lanett, Alabama native. For 3, Jamari Blackman drains it from the near wing. Montrell James inbounds to Bo Roberson, who just tips it right back to James. James calls his play as the Crowley's Ridge Pioneers move left to right across your screen. Montrell James will fake left, goes to the right. Good move off the right block, misses that. The rebound coming down to the gray and white. That was rebounded by Isaac Chapman, who passes down low to Mervin James. James misses. It rolls around. Rebound coming down to, guess who? Emmanuel Littles. And Littles will get the points on that as well. Here's Braden Williams, and he'll dribble off of his shin. And nothing is going right for the Crowley's Ridge Pioneers now as Coach Perkins halfway out on the court yelling to his players to wake up a bit. 22-2. Just past 5 minutes have elapsed in the opening half. Backing up is D'Italian Brown. Brown passes to his left to James. James to Chapman. Chapman on the near corner. Now goes to the top of the key to an open Blackman. Shooting the 3. Misses. Who's there for the rebound but Littles. Littles will muscle it home. Emmanuel Littles now 1 rebound and 1 field goal away from a double-double just over 5 minutes into the game. And yet another turnover by the Pioneers. As here is Mervin James, misses his shot. Rebound going to be tied up. It's going to go into the hands of James once more. Key Roberson gets the rebound for the green and the white. Here is Montrell James. James is going to go coast to coast with the left hand, and James breaks a dry spell for Crowley's Ridge. As Montrell James puts the Pioneers back on the scoreboard. 24-4 now, Pioneers trailing. Emmanuel Littles had the pass go off the fingertips of Tyrell Ware. Pair of players coming in. C.J. Brim for the Lions. And Riley Clareday for the Pioneers. Also in is Alexa Modic. The Belgrade, Serbia native into the game for the gray and the purple. D'Italian Brown will inbound. 22 ticks on the timer. He inbounds to find C.J. Brim. Brim on the far wing to the top of the key. Now around the horn to Brown for 3. Brown drains the three-pointer. D'Italian Brown drains the 4th three-pointer for UNA. Braden Williams on the far wing will drive in. 10-foot jump shot. That's short. Rebound coming down to Mervyn James. James speeding down the court. Looks to his left to C.J. Brim. Brim for three. That's short. Rebound goes to Key Roberson. Key Roberson passes off to Bo Roberson. Roberson on the far wing. He'll drive in. Pops. Shot. Good. So Bo Roberson gets on the board now. The Pioneers trail it 27-6 with 12:40 left to go in the opening half. Mervyn James at the top of the key looks to his left to Modic. Modic goes down low to Chapman off the left block. Chapman's going to spin around. About 4 different spins, but it's going to be tipped out of his fingertips and taken away by Riley Clairday. He'll find Braden Williams. Williams finds Roberson to Montrell James on the near corner. Montrell James goes behind his back and draws a foul. That foul whistled on the 5'9" senior C.J. Brim, the Tupelo, Mississippi native. Logan Willett will check in for the Pioneers. Logan has had a solid previous 2 games for the Pioneers, scoring in double digits in both of those, including a career-high 20 points against Bethel. Montrell James calling for help from Willett. James is going to go in the paint. James is going to lay it up. He misses his shot, and the rebound for that is Peyton Youngblood. Could not keep it in his fingertips, and it goes out of bounds, so the Pioneers will have the basketball underneath their own hoop. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Bo Roberson's going to inbound for the Pioneers. He finds Logan Willett at the top of the key. Willett closely guarded by Modic. Goes behind his back, trying to drive in. He picks up his dribble. Hands off to Key Roberson. Roberson to Bo Roberson. Mid-range jumper misses. Rebound is a foul by Montrell James. Montrell James gets whistled with a rebounding foul. And that is the 4th personal foul. And we will have our next media timeout. Pioneers trail it. 11:56 left to go before recess. Pioneers trailing 27-6. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This is Logan Willett. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back inside Flowers Hall on the campus of the University of North Alabama. The Lions of UNA leading your Crowley's Ridge Pioneers 27-6. 11 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in the opening half of play. After the Montrell James foul, it is Lions basketball. Lions will face the Lions after this game as they will host the Freed-Hardeman University Lions, very familiar to many of us. As three-pointer on its way from Brown misses, but the rebound coming down to Youngblood of the purple and gold. Youngblood finds Modic. Modic drives into the paint. He misses his shot. Rebound coming down to Riley Clairday. Clairday finds Logan Willett. Willett and his Pioneers. Moving left to right, Key Roberson finds Montrell James. James will call the play between the circles. He backs up with his heels on the timeline. He'll let the play develop as he hands off to Willett, who heaves it across the court to Roberson. Bo Roberson for long-range three. Yes, sir. Bo Roberson drains the long three-pointer, makes it 30-6. Pass over to C.J. Brim. Brim shot is up. That's out. Should be 7 for the Pioneers now. It was 4, and then Roberson just hit a three-pointer. The scoreboard says 30-6. And there's another three-pointer by the Pioneers. And a quick turnover by Crowley's Ridge. It's now 27-12. And a quick timeout. No, a foul over on the other side. This is on Isaac Chapman, and a timeout by the UNA Lions. Crowley's Ridge getting a few points now. I believe they hit the wrong number. Crowley's Ridge currently trailing 27-12. And the scoreboard on the in the arena shows that it is 30-9. So 3 of the points on the home scoreboard should be spotted over there to Crowley's Ridge, and I think the referees are conferring with the scoring book to ensure that that is indeed the case. I am looking at the portal stretch internet by the UNA stats. Of course, this is not official statistics, but it is very helpful to my broadcast as they are going up and looking. So they should shift 3 points from UNA from 30. Move it over to 9. As the ESPN feed is going to show 30-9 as well, as they are tied into the physical scoreboard here on the clock here in the Flowers Hall. As they're double checking the score is what it should be. This has been a problem for Crowley's Ridge. This is several games that happened in volleyball, had 2 different matches. Still not quite the same, as now UNA is showing 30-12. Whereas the scorebook shows it's 27, and now it takes it off. Okay, everything's back together. Scoreboard online and the scoreboard on the in the arena, both showing 27-12. Well, that was a fun little bit trying to decide what's going on. New player to come in for Crowley's Ridge. Tyrell Ware is going to replace Riley Claredave, so the Pioneers will have the Roberson twins, Bo and Key, Logan Willett, Montrell James, and Tyrell Ware. Here's C.J. Brim for the Lions. Brim on the far corner. He'll dribble to his left and gets to Will Susie, who looks to his left to Blackman. Blackman goes to Susie back at the top of the key. Susie, too hot to handle the pass, goes back to Blackman. Blackman for 3, and he'll drain it. Blackman now gives the Lions their 30th point. Pioneers down 30-12, just past the midway point in the opening half. Logan Willett stops at the left elbow. He finds Bo Roberson. Bo Roberson crosses over, bounce pass to Montrell James. James tries to find a seam. He goes floating up. His shot is blocked by Brim, but Key Roberson's there to collect it, and he lays it in, and it's now 30-14. Down low on the other side, the Pioneers pick up a foul. This foul whistled. They said number 12, but there is no number 12 on the floor. That would be Avery Perkins, and he is not on the floor. First free throw coming in. We do know that it is C.J. Brim. C.J. Brim missed it. And the scorers table double checking to find out. They announced 12, and the referee showed 12, but that is Avery Perkins, and he has been firmly planted in his seat this whole game. So we're not entirely sure who that foul was whistled on. It could have been Tyrell Ware. It could have been Logan Willett. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. As the free throw goes up and in, it's now 31-14. They're going to get that foul to Logan Willett. Here is Willett himself laying it in with the left hand. So Willett says, fine, you're going to give me a foul? I'm going to make sure that I get on the scoreboard again. Give me 2 points, as it is now 31-16. Little's back onto the court for the Lions. Looks to the near wing to Mervyn James. James pulls up from the top of the key. Shot missed. Rebound coming down to Bo Roberson. Roberson heaves it down to a wide open Tyrell Ware. The pass was out of his reach, but he does corral it. Bo Roberson to Logan Willett. Willett for 3 from the near wing. That is off the right iron. Rebound coming down to C.J. Brim. Brim finds an open Susie. Susie makes the man miss. Rebound to Tyrell Ware. Here's Bo Roberson. Roberson pulls up for a long two-pointer. Misses. Rebound coming down to Mervyn James. So back and forth we go. Get your inhalers going as that goes up and in by Emmanuel Littles. Littles indeed now does have the double-double. in the first half. 10 points now with 10 rebounds. Montrell James tries to get around it from the free throw line, goes out to Ballard. Ballard looks to his left to the far wing to Willett. Willett fakes left, goes right. He's in the paint off the right block. That's contested. That misses. The rebound coming down to Littles. Seems every play I'm calling Little's name for something. So he passes to Blackman. Blackman looks to his right side to find the shot up by James. Misses the initial shot, gets the putback to fall, though. It is 35-16 in favor of the home team. Crowley's Ridge slowing things down, taking a deep breath. We've gone back and forth and back and forth. Pioneers trailing 35-16 to the UNA Lions. Bounce pass to Tyrell Ware on the left elbow, back to Willett on the far wing. Willett head fakes, goes in, double teamed. His shot is off its mark. Will Susie with the rebound for the Lions. Susie goes in the paint, Euro steps, goes tumbling, misses his shot, but then a secondary attempt by the Lions will have a foul on Logan Willett, and that will bring us to our next timeout. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in the opening half of play. Crowley's Ridge trailing the Lions of UNA 35-16. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to barely sleep, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Alex Amaro, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on a Pioneer Digital Network.
We welcome you back inside Flowers Hall. I'm Dustin Seymour. We're on the campus of the University of North Alabama on the banks of the Tennessee River. And Florence, Alabama, Crowley's Ridge, finally starting to light up the scoreboard a bit more than they had. They were stuck on 2 points for quite a while. They're now up to 16. However, they're also up to 16 fouls. So any defensive foul from here on out is going to send the Lions to the free throw line in the single bonus. As the scoreboard is showing that is Logan Willett's first personal foul, but he was whistled with another one earlier in the game, so we'll double check where everything is. All right, that is showing one foul on Logan Willett. So KJ Corder, Key Roberson, Logan Willett, Kyle Moore, Tyrell Ware, and Montrell James, all the recipients of a personal foul here in the first half. Pioneers led in rebounding by Bo Roberson, also in points. 4 rebounds, 7 points. And in a double-double already is Emmanuel Little, 10 points and 11 boards. As at the free throw line is Jamari Blackman. Blackman, the former Hoover Buccaneer, averaging 11 points per game, who shoots a nice little 91% from the free throw line. First shot is up, and he misses. Second one is up, and second one is in. So it is 36-16, another 20-point lead for the Lions of UNA. Kyle Moore looks over to Coach Perkins, who calls the play. 7 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the opening half of play. Kyle Moore on the far wing. Goes to the top of the key to Tyrell Ware. Ware to Bo Roberson on the near wing. Roberson to KJ Corder now into the game. KJ Corder will try and drive inside. He is closely guarded by Isaac Chapman. He finds Tyrell Ware. His shot is up and no good. Isaac Chapman gets the rebound, quickly passes down to Mervyn James. James hands off to Tattalion Brown, whose three-pointer is off its mark. Bo Roberson with a head start, getting the rebound. He goes up He misses his shot, trying to draw the foul. No foul is called, and so the rebound coming to the Lions. Here is a Euro step by Isaac Chapman. He misses. He goes outside to Peyton Youngblood. Youngblood goes to the top of the key around the horn. A bounce spin pass down low to Emmanuel Littles. He misses his shot, and the rebound, he goes over the back of KJ Corder. He thought he had gotten away with it, but he's saying, yeah, I did. So Emmanuel Littles will pick up his first personal foul. KJ Corder's going to inbound to Kyle Moore. Kyle Moore to David Ballard, who goes down low, back to Kyle Moore, and Moore is fouled, this time by Peyton Youngblood, the redshirt senior out of Vestavia Hills High School. So that's going to send Kyle Moore to the charity stripe. Kyle Moore coming into the contest, leading the team, shooting 75% from the free throw line, and he misses the first. Kyle Moore will prepare his second free throw. It is up on its way, and it is true. The inbound. Now a full court press put on by the Pioneers. To the near corner is Isaac Chapman. His three-pointer is short. The rebound goes off the fingertips of the purple and gold. It's Pioneer basketball. 6 minutes and 5 seconds left to go before the intermission. Kyle Moore inbounds to David Ballard, who tosses it right back to Moore. Moore is going to spin around, going to the near wing. Looking to his left to Tyrell Ware, to KJ Corder. Corder to Roberson at the top of the key. Roberson passes to Moore on the near wing. Moore to Ballard on the right elbow. Goes back to Moore. Moore with 10 on the shot clock. Pulls up from the free throw line. That hits the back iron. Rebound coming down to Mervyn James. James. Well, pass to his right to find Littles, and Littles finds Tatalian Brown. Tatalian Brown backs up to Bo Roberson on the far wing. To Mervyn James. James goes into the paint. His shot's up. He misses that. Rebound coming down to Kyle Moore, who tips it back to Bo Roberson. David Ballard head fakes the three, makes the man bite. KJ Corder now on the near wing via Kyle Moore. Corder trying to get around this stout defense by the Lions. He'll go into the paint. His shot is up. It is good. However, there is a blocking foul by Tyrell Ware to erase the points. C.J. Brim now for the Lions. Bounce passes. Now back to Brim. Brim on the far wing. Thinking about the three-pointer. Will look to his right now. And Youngblood pulls the trigger. That is short. Rebound coming to Kyle Moore. Kyle Moore, as he hears his coach bellowing from the left side of the court. KJ Corder now will drive into the lane. Flings up a highly contested shot. He misses it. The rebound's going to come down to Kyle Moore, who heaves it over his head to try and keep it in bounds. But unfortunately, his toe was on the line. And it is UNA basketball. UNA will inbound to Tatalian Brown. Tatalian Brown, a 6'3 freshman out of Chi-Town, Illinois, Chicago. Brown looking to his right. Now back to Brown. Brown on the near wing. He'll drive to his right. Passes off to C.J. Brim. Brim for three. That's short. Rebound goes to Bo Roberson. Roberson and the Pioneers will go. Roberson picks up his dribble. He spins around from the left elbow. That misses. The rebound coming down to Youngblood and the Lions. Youngblood to Brown to the top of the key. Back to Youngblood, who goes to his right to Brim. Brim on the far wing to the top to the right elbow to Littles. Emmanuel Littles double teamed. That means nothing to him as he muscles up the shot. Misses, but he gets his offensive board and puts it right back in. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left to go as Kyle Moore backs up with his Pioneers trailing 38-17. Kyle Moore to KJ Corder at the top of the key. Corder fakes right, goes to the left, puts up a jumper. That's short. Rebound coming away to Brown for the Lions. Going down to Youngblood. Youngblood will hold up and draw the foul from KJ Corder. He missed his shot. However, he will go to the line to shoot two. And we will have a timeout on the floor. Our final media timeout of the first half. Pioneers trailing 38-17. 3.5 left to go in the opening act. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageYourBP.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
P. Roberson, you listen to Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back. It is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball against the Lions of the University of North Alabama, as UNA using all of their timeout, as the UNA marching band has recorded some of their stand tunes, and a recording by the dance team, Lionettes, and the cheerleaders of the University of North Alabama. Nice touch there to have a little bit of that game day atmosphere despite the arena being mostly empty, as we are above courtside now. Part of ASUN conference rule, only game day officials allowed on the floor, and so us media are up on the concourse area. So at the free throw line for the UNA Lions is going to be Peyton Youngblood. He shoots 70% from the floor. The first free throw is up and good. So he will ready a second free throw. That free throw is up, and that free throw is good. It is 40-17 in favor of the home UNA Lions. KJ Corder to Bo Roberson on the far corner. Back to Corder to Kyle Moore. Back to Corder at the top of the key. Corder driving to drive in, and he will get tripped up as CJ Brim kind of tumbled to the floor. And KJ Corder got tangled up with him. And that's just one of those unfortunate sequence of events, as Brim is going to pick up his second personal foul of the evening. Logan Willett gets the ball at the top of the key. Willett's going to drift to his right. Now he's in the paint at the right elbow. He goes to Key Roberson, who passes to the top of the key to Kyle Moore. Moore fakes right, goes left, now back to the right. Goes behind his back. Shifty moves from the senior to Bo Roberson on the far wing. Roberson pulling up for three. Yes, sir. Splashes that one home from long range. And it's back to a 20-point deficit for the green and the white, 40-20. Just shy of 3 minutes left to play. Here now is Alexa Modic. Now down low to Isaac Chapman. Chapman in the paint, misses his shot, gets his own board. Several offensive board for the Lions. CJ Brim gets the bucket for UNA. 42-20, UNA finds the hoop once more. Pioneers do get the offensive board on the other side. Bo Roberson's three-pointer missed. Kyle Moore gets the board. Bo Roberson will drift to his left. Now goes to Key Roberson at the free throw line. Back out to Kyle Moore. Moore for three. That misses short. Rebound's going to touch the top of the backboard, which is considered out of play. So it will be out of bounds. UNA ball. Isaac Chapman is going to inbound to Jamari Blackman. Blackman, we are shy of 120 seconds left in the opening half. To the left side to CJ Brim to Modic. Modic is at the top of the key, and now he looks to his left to Blackman. Blackman thought about the three-pointer, but he was quickly guarded. Now Modic is left wide open, and he'll drain the three-pointer. That is 6 3-pointers for the Lions as they lead 45-20. Kyle Moore goes to Bo Roberson to Key Roberson at the top of the key to Riley Clairday. Clairday goes and finds Logan Willett. Kyle Moore pulls up for 3. Yes, sir. Kyle Moore hits the bottom of the net. 45-23 now after Kyle Moore's three-pointer. And now on the other side, the Pioneers are going to pick up a foul. This on Key Roberson. And Key Roberson's foul is going to send Isaac Chapman to the free throw line. Chapman averaging 50% from the free throw line. He misses the first of 2. Oh, correction, that was in the bonus, so the front half of the 1-and-1 is no good. So it is Pioneer basketball. Bo Roberson with the basketball between the circles. He goes to his right to Logan Willett, and Willett will be fouled by Alexa Modic. Alexa Modic, a junior from Belgrade, Serbia. Last playing at Sportska Gimnasia. I hope I said that right in Serbian. Probably didn't. My Southern does not do well with Serbian, but I tried. Kyle Moore between the circles, goes behind his back now. He'll drive in off the right block, puts up a contested shot. He misses, and Emmanuel Littles yelling out in frustration as the rebound went off his fingertips. It's not as if he hasn't been pulling down the boards thus far in this game. He's sitting at 12 before the halftime buzzer sounds. And we will have a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. We're just short of 1 minute remaining in the first half. Pioneers trailing 45-23. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. 1, okay, cool guy. 2, 3 times. Next, oh, I put it in reverse. Meep, meep, meep. Then I take it up and down, up and down. And that, kiddos, is called the forklift.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now that's dancing. Sure beats flossing.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This time we're aware you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
57.4 seconds left to go before the intermission. The Pioneers are led offensively by Bo Roberson's 9 points. Logan Willett will try and inbound. He finally finds Bo Roberson at the volleyball 10-foot line here inside Flowers Hall. Bo Roberson pulls up, misses his long two-pointer. Rebound coming to James. Here is Emmanuel Littles, and Littles will dunk it home. 45-23. Kyle Moore has the ball for Crowley's Ridge. Moore drifting to his right will pass off to Roberson, who finds Logan Willett on the far wing. Willett picking up a screen from Clairday. Willett goes behind his back at the free throw line, flings up a shot, misses. I think it was blocked by Modic. And then trying to corral the basketball is a foul by Logan Willett. And that will send the Lions to the free throw line in the double bonus now, as Alexa Modic will go to the line. Modic, not very many free throws starting in this season, so he'll shoot 2 here. Serbia natives, first of 2, hits nothing but the bottom of the net. 48-23, 23.8 seconds left to go. Shot is up. Second free throw is good as well. Key Roberson with the basketball, inbounds to Logan Willett. Willett will cross midcourt, 20 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off. Willett to Key Roberson. Roberson's going to hand off to Kyle Moore. Moore quickly double-teamed. Moore finds an outlet to Clairday. One-touch pass to Logan Willett. Willett in the paint, bounce pass to Clairday. Clairday head fakes, puts up the shot, misses. And the rebound go right into the hands of Willett. And Willett's going to lay it in as time expires. Heads-up play there from the senior Logan Willett to steal away a desperation heave, and he finger rolls it into the hoop to score his 3rd and 4th point of the night. As we head to the break, Pioneers behind the Lions of the University of North Alabama, 49 to 25. We'll take a timeout and have some halftime stats for you. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
CDC is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of a novel or new coronavirus. There are steps you can take now to get ready if an outbreak occurs in your community. Make a household plan. Learn how to prepare and to take quick action if someone gets sick. Older adults and people with chronic medical conditions are at greater risk. Take extra steps to protect them. Think about what you will do if there are changes to your work schedule. And remember to always practice good health habits, such as frequently washing hands with soap and water, staying home when sick, and covering coughs and sneezes. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
This is Coach Perkins. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back inside what I've been informed is the historic Flowers Hall. That coming from a good friend of mine, Will White, who is now currently the head volleyball coach at Ohio Valley Ohio Valley University in West Virginia, formerly a volunteer assistant coach here at UNA. He's currently working shot clock for OVU, but informed me that it is indeed historic Flowers Hall. I know he's not listening, but there's a shout-out nonetheless. Crowley's Ridge trailing the hosting UNA Lions 49-25 at the midway break. As we look at the team comparisons, Crowley's Ridge shooting 25% from the floor. The Lions sitting at 41% from the floor. The Lions doing a good job getting their shots off when it needed to be. Crowley's Ridge, 10 of 40 from the floor. UNA 44 shots, 18 connected. From long range, Pioneers have knocked down 4 3-pointers. UNA has knocked down 6, so give UNA 58% off of their 16 attempts. Pioneers right at 33%. Correction, that was 37.5% 3-pointers. From the charity stripe, the Pioneers only were able to shoot 2 free throws in that half. They hit 1 of those. UNA shot 12, connected on 7 of those. It seemed like it was a lot more. The Pioneers credited with just 5 turnovers in that opening half. UNA with 3. And of the 5 turnovers, UNA converted for 3 points. Pioneers had 2 points off of the 3 UNA turnovers. Rebounding battle going in favor of the purple and gold, 37-22. 24 offensive boards for the UNA Lions, 6 for the Pioneers. For the steals, both teams sitting at 3 steals. However, UNA with 10 assists and the Pioneers with 4. Home team is led by Emmanuel Littles, double-double in the first half, 14 points, 12 rebounds. Behind him, Jamari Blackman hitting his average of 10 points a game. He actually averages 11, so he's 1 shy of that, so likely to get his season average. On the other side of the floor for the Pioneers, Crowley's Ridge, again led by Bo Roberson's 10 points. He is 2 rebounds short of a double-double, 10 points, 8 rebounds for the sophomore, former Tuckerman Bulldog. Also in the scoring column for the Pioneers is Kyle Moore with 4 points, Logan Willett with 4 points. Key Roberson has a 3-pointer on his night. And 2 points each coming from Riley Clairday and Montrell James. So a significant Showing on the scoreboard, KJ Corder is 0 for 3 from the floor, has had limited playing time, only 9 minutes on the floor from KJ Corder, as he is now the second on the team in points per game, averaging over 10 now. Is KJ Corder, averaging actually 14.3, and so he's been held to 0 points in the first half, only 3 shots. He does have a rebound and an assist to his credit, but a bit of foul trouble with 2 fouls, so he will likely have more playing time in the second half of play. Bo Roberson playing all 20 minutes of the first half of play, and his 10 points and 8 rebounds to show for that. As Crowley's Ridge will have a bit of a deficit to dig out of as they come out of the locker rooms. About 10 minutes left. We'll take an extended break and let you get set for this second half of action. Pioneers trailing the Lions of UNA 25-50. It's a 25-point spread. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces, such as remote controls and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you are sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
If you worry your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm United States Surgeon General Jerome Adams, America's doctor. And all across our nation, we've taken steps together to slow the spread of coronavirus. Now we must continue to take personal responsibility to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Because even though not all of us risk a severe case of coronavirus, we all risk getting it and spreading it to others, maybe without even realizing that we're sick. So if we want to get back to school, back to work, back to worship, and back to overall health, there are things our country needs to do. We need to follow state and local guidelines, take extra precautions if at higher risk, wash our hands frequently, stay 6 feet from others when we can, and when we can't stay 6 feet from others, please, I'm begging you, wear a face covering. These small actions will make a big difference. So I'm asking you to say it with me, America. Coronavirus stops with me. You can learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services at taxpayer expense.
Spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In 95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In 05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in 09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. And I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where does sand come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these two things together? What were babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your guns securely is the best way to prevent family fire, including unintentional shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's this thing called? Can I ride my bike backwards?
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep them safe. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council. What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. And I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Montrell James, and you're listening to Crowley Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back inside historic Flowers Hall on the campus of the University of North Alabama in Florence, Alabama. Our scoreboard and receiving a word from Shane Herman, the SID here at UNA. The score is indeed 50-25. The stat book and the physical scoreboard both showed that one of their players had only hit one free throw when he indeed hit two. So it is indeed 50-25, and we immediately have a whistle off the ball. Wonder if the shot clock didn't start, because the timer says 30 seconds left, and the game clock shows 19:56, and now it is correct at 26 seconds and counting. Crowley's Ridge with the ball, moving right to left across your screen now. Crowley's Ridge in their home away greens, rather. I'm so used to saying their home stuff. This is on their second away broadcast. Bo Roberson for three. He misses short. The rebound coming down to Mervyn James on the court for the teams. For Crowley's Ridge, it's Bo Roberson, Key Roberson, KJ Corder. As coming in down on the other side is Will Susie. Crowley's Ridge has Bo Roberson, Kyle Moore, Riley Clairday, Key Roberson, and KJ Corder. The Lions have Will Susie, Jamari Blackman, Mervyn James, Peyton Youngblood, and Emmanuel Littles. Here's KJ Corder. Corder on the baseline, and he's going to step on the baseline. Corder thought that he might have been bumped out by Susie, but the referee points toward the UNA basket, so it is purple and gold ball. Heaving to the other side is Susie, wide open, who drives down the baseline and gets the bucket to fall. 54-25. Kyle Moore is between the circles now for Crowley's Ridge, and he will pass that. Looked like it was going to Coach Perkins, but instead it was off the fingertips of Jamari Blackman, so it is still CRC basketball. Bo Roberson will inbound and find Kyle Moore. Moore between the circles is going to back off as he moves to his right now. He is on the far wing to the top of the key. Riley Clairday pulling up for three. That is short. And the rebound is Emmanuel Littles. Littles is going to pass down to Youngblood. Youngblood's going to muscle it up and muscle it in. It is now 56-25 after the Youngblood lay-in. KJ Corder at the top of the key, still looking for his first points of the game. He tries to heave up a shot/pass, and the referee is indicating it was on a pass, as Jamari Blackman is going to pick up the personal foul, so it's Crowley's Ridge ball. The inbound finds Kyle Moore. Moore drifting to his left, picks up his dribble, goes to Key Roberson on the far wing. Key's three-pointer is short. And rebound, Bo Roberson tried to get the board and went off his fingertips, but right into the hands of Riley Clairday. I don't know if they're going to credit Bo with the assist there, but Clairday gets the point, and tumbling hard to the floor was Emmanuel Littles. Correction, that is Mervyn James. Key Roberson, after drawing the foul, will help his counterpart James to his feet. Shooting two is Mervyn James. James' first free throw is up, and it finds its home in the bucket. (57-27). Key Roberson out. Logan Willett in for the green and white. Second free throw on its way, and it gets home as well. Riley Clairday under the hoop. His shot is blocked by Peyton Youngblood. Here's Mervyn James. James is going to go coast to coast and lay it in. So Kyle Moore with the ball for Crowley's Ridge. He's on the near wing, moving right to left. Moore's going to drift to his right. Finds KJ Corder between the circles. Corder pulls up from the left elbow. That's off the back iron. Rebound coming down to Emmanuel Littles. Littles to Blackman. Blackman crosses the court. Good ball movement, but that's going off the hands of Mervyn James. As I say, good ball movement. The Lions had a spell of bad ball handling, but that happens. And it is no skin off the Lions' nose as they are leading by 33 points, 60-27. Disrupting the play there is the freshman Will Susie, the New Jersey native. Logan Willett's going to inbound on the far sideline. He'll bounce pass into Kyle Moore. Moore on the far wing will find Clairday. Back to Moore for three. That rattles out, rebounded by Susie. Will Susie looks to his left to James. James lowers the shoulder, knocks Logan Willett to his back, and then lays it in. No foul on either side of that. And Willett on the floor just kind of shrugs his shoulders. KJ Quarter on the near wing. Quarter's going to drift to his left, now drives down to the hoop, goes up, goes under, gets in. So KJ Quarter finally breaks into the scoring column. 62-29. Three-pointer from Susie from the near corner. He misses, rebounded by KJ Quarter. Here's Bo Roberson. Roberson all alone. He loses control of it, but he is fouled by Jamari Blackman. Jamari Blackman will pick up the foul and send Bo Roberson to the charity stripe. Roberson, one rebound away from a double-double. First free throw from Roberson is up, and it is true. 11 points for the Tuckerman native. Pioneers are going to send all of their defenders into the backcourt. As Bo Roberson prepares his second free throw. It's on its way, and it as well is right down Broadway, 62-31. And scores table, I think, had an inadvertent buzzer. So quick inbound is going to find D'Italian Brown in for the Lions. Brown looks to his left to Youngblood. Youngblood to the left side to Blackman. Blackman goes back to the right side to Isaac Chapman. Chapman goes down low to Littles. Littles posts up against two people, and he's going to be whistled with 3 seconds in the lane. Tyrell Ware back into the game for the Pioneers. Sawyer Wright now into the game for the Lions, a 6'8" freshman from Tuscumbia, Alabama, so a little down the road west of here, down Highway 72. KJ Quarter between the circles, now drifts to the top of the key. He'll find a seam, goes down, his bucket misses, and the rebound's going to come down to Isaac Chapman. Chapman outlets to Brown, D'Italian Brown, no-look pass to Peyton Youngblood, goes back to Brown at the top of the key, who drives down to the hoop, misses his shot. KJ Quarter gets the board. KJ Quarter for the Pioneers is going to back off, thought about penetrating into the lane, and says backs off, finds Tyrell Ware, who's going to post off the left block, left hand up, left hand in for the freshman from Charleston, Missouri. And a steal from the inbound. Nobody knows it. Here's KJ Quarter, and Quarter is going to get whistled with a charge. Quarter had the bucket, but he's whistled with the charge, and that will bring us to our first break in the first half. 15 minutes, 29 seconds left to go in this contest. Pioneers trailing the Lions of UNA 62-33. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I'm Surgeon General Jerome Adams. If you've recovered from COVID-19 confirmed by a positive test, you're in a special position to help us fight the virus. Your plasma has antibodies that may help others fight COVID. So please donate plasma now. You can literally help save lives. There are locations across the country that have safe ways for you to donate. Find a site to donate your plasma at coronavirus.gov.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services at taxpayer expense.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone.
If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Riley Player Day. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
UNA marching band piping in the Neil Diamond Classic, Sweet Caroline. Don't hear any bums in the crowd here, but then again, I have my headphones on. But good sound coming here. Of course, I'm a band nerd. I'm going to love all that stuff, an alumnus of several different marching bands myself. Pioneers find themselves trailing the Lions of the University of North Alabama with 15 minutes and 29 seconds left to go here in the contest, as there's the first warning buzzer after the media timeout. Pioneers down 62-33. After the foul, the third personal foul by KJ Quarter. So KJ Quarter was in foul trouble, missed a majority of the first half in foul trouble, only had just a few minutes of play in the opening half of play, rather. Just 9 minutes of play. Here come the Lions of the University of North Alabama. Heaving to the near side is Blackman. Blackman goes down and finds Chapman. Chapman misses his shot. Blackman gets the rebound. He heaves it out to Brown. Brown open for three. That gets nothing, but goes right into the hands of Bo Roberson. Roberson smiling, looking to his left to Logan Willett. Willett at the left elbow is going to find KJ Quarter. Quarter's going to go up, tries to go under, but that is blocked out of his hands by D'Italian Brown. Montrell James will re-enter the game, replacing Kyle Moore, as CJ Brim enters for the gray and purple. Logan Willett's going to inbound. He finds KJ Quarter. Quarter will drive down between the elbow and the wing. He misses his shot, elbow and the block, rather. Rebound coming down to the Lions. Here is Brim. Brim is going to have that stolen by Montrell James. James goes up and lays it in. The career steal leader for the Pioneers gets the scoop and the score. Cutting into the deficit, 62-35. But here's a three-pointer on the way from Peyton Youngblood, and he'll drain it. Bo Roberson on the near corner, picking up his dribble. He goes out and finds Tyrell Ware, who looks to his right to Logan Willett. Willett's at the top of the key. Willett's going to drive in from the left elbow, up in. 14-14 left to go. Pioneers down 65-37. Here in the first game of a gauntlet of 3 consecutive NCAA D1 opponents. From here, they will travel to Nashville to face a weekend with the Tennessee State Tigers and then the Lipscomb Bison on Saturday and Monday, respectively. On the far corner, head faking is Youngblood, and he's going to drive to the baseline. He misses his initial shot, but the second chance point is up and in. Once more, a 30-point spread for the Lions of UNA. Bo Roberson looks at the play call from head coach Chris Perkins to KJ Quarter. Quarter on the far wing to the top of the key to Willett. Logan Willett's going to think about driving in. He picks up his dribble, trying to post up. He goes down low to Tyrell Ware. Ware dribbles. Shot is up, but he is fouled. That foul is going to be on Sawyer Wright. So that will put Tyrell Ware on the free throw line. Pioneers send their 4 players into the backcourt. Ware's first free throw is up. It bounces out. Sawyer out, Little's in for the purple and gold. Second free throw from the southpaw rattles home. 67-37. The inbound finds Brim. CJ Brim closely guarded by Montrell James. Brim will move to his right. He finds a hole blocked by Tyrell Ware. Tipped out by Montrell James. James is going to slow things down. He's on the near corner, finds Key Roberson. Roberson to the right side to KJ Quarter at the top of the key. Quarter pulls up for 3. That's short off the front iron, rebounded by Youngblood. Youngblood almost had that stolen. Instead, he'll find Chapman. Chapman up, who finds Little, and Little slams it home. Emmanuel Littles makes it a 69-38 game. Montrell James with the ball on the near wing. He pulls up for three. Short, rebounded by Brim. C.J. Brim looks to his left side and finds Tatalian Brown. Brown for a long three-pointer. That's too hard. Rebounded by Montrell James, who ensured that he did not touch the baseline. He did not. Logan Willett drifts to his right side. He's at the top of the key, now driving inside, flings up a floater, misses the shot, but rebounded by Littles. Here is Littles from the left elbow, but he is fouled on his way to the hoop by Montrell James. Montrell James will pick up his second personal foul of the evening. In foul trouble for the Pioneers, KJ Corder and Key Roberson, both with three personal fouls each. First free throw from Littles is on its way, and it rattles home. Braden Williams back into the game for Crowley's Ridge, replacing Logan Willett. Second free throw from Littles. Back iron, rebound, Tyrell Ware. Tipped it off the foot of Alexa Modich, rather. So it is CRC ball. Braden Williams bounce passes to Montrell James. James looks and receives his play call from head coach Chris Perkins. Head fakes to the right, goes to the left side. Having a little ball control issues, but he does get it. Finds Tyrell Ware. Ware drives into the paint, misses his shot, but he is fouled. Emmanuel Littles. Riley grinning, thought that was not a foul, but he indeed will be whistled with his third personal foul, second personal foul. And we'll head to our next break. Crowley's Ridge trailing 70-38, 11:50 to go. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hey everybody, it's time for today's STEM tip. Want to know how to make your selfies even better? Okay, let's use science. The best time for photos is golden hour. That's the moment right before the sun sets, when the atmosphere scatters blue and violet wavelengths, making perfect, soft, and golden selfie light to show off that beautiful face of yours. Click. Check out Chic and STEM for more inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Watch out! The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
This is Bo Roberson. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back to Crowley's Ridge College basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network. Pioneers trailing the Lions of UNA 70-38. The Pioneers hopefully are not staring down the face of the actual Leo the Lion. There is a live lion here on the campus of UNA. Leo III lives in the 12,764 square foot George H. Carroll Secure Lion Habitat, who sits right beside the President's house. Lions been UNA's mascots for nearly 40 years, since originally adopted back in 1974. He was voted the second best mascot in the NCAA back in 1997. Throughout the years, Lions have made weekly appearances at home football games, the homecoming parade, and other special events. Leo the Lion is not here at Flowers Hall, but his namesake are showing out on the scoreboard, leading 70-38 as Tyrell Ware's first free throw is no good. The second is. So the UNA Lions leading 70-39 now. Pass goes down low to Alexa Modic to Littles. Littles off the left block goes to the top of the key. One-touch pass to Modic. Modic back to Littles. Littles pulls out to Modic. Modic for NBA range 3. No, the rebound fought for by Littles. Littles goes careening out of bounds, and he last touched it. And so it is CRC basketball. On the court for the Pioneers is Braden Williams, Montrell James, Logan Willett, Tyrell Ware, and Key Roberson. So Bo Roberson getting his first breather of the night. Well deserved as he is in double-double. 12 rebounds, 10 points. Three-pointer, yes, sir. Up and in from Key Roberson. Making it 70-42. Bounce pass to Littles. Littles faked right, went left. Now spins around by the hoop, misses. And his rebound is going to be a last touch by Littles. And head coach Tony Pujols pleading his case that Montrell James was the last one to touch it. Referee shakes his head and hands the ball to James. Montrell James with the ball at the timeline, hands off to Logan Willett. Willett to the left side to Braden Williams on the near wing. Thought about going left, instead goes right. Here's Key Roberson for another three-pointer. That just rattles out, rebounded by Littles. Littles goes to the right side to Modic. Modic loses control. Correction, that is Susie. Loses control because he was fouled on his way to the hoop. That foul is on Braden Williams. So that will send Will Susie, the 6'5", 200-pound freshman, shooting 67% coming into the contest from the charity stripe. Front half is no good off the back iron. Second free throw on its way. And it is good. Key Roberson inbounds with the Pioneers trailing 71-42. 10 minutes, 33 seconds left to go. Montrell James trying to drive in. He's going to be backed off by C.J. Brim. James goes behind his back, almost loses control. Here is Key Roberson to Logan Willett. Willett driving into the paint, puts up a floater that rattles in. So give Logan Willett his 8th point of the night. The bounce pass to D'Italian Brown. Brown goes to the left side to Susie. Susie head fakes the three-pointer. Now will dribble in, and he will be fouled by Montrell James. Montrell James whistle with his 3rd personal foul, the team 5th of the half. You might be able to hear the crowd noise over the intercom. No, they're not foregoing COVID-19 social distancing. They are piping in some crowd noise to try and make the players feel more at home. As the Lions go up and in off the bucket by D'Italian Brown, 73-44. Alex Marrow now into the contest for the Pioneers for the first time. Marrow goes to Williams, to Key Roberson, who tries to pass down low to Marrow, but Marrow not in the right position, as he indicates that was my bad. So that goes out of bounds. It's UNA Lion basketball. C.J. Brim with the ball. He'll cross mid-court, guarded by Braden Williams. Midway through the second half of play. Here is Brim. Brim pulls up for three. That misses. No! It bounced about 3 times before falling, and it is now 76-44 in favor of the home team. Alex Marrow works as the point guard, does the Mammoth Spring native. He'll find Tyrell Ware to Key Roberson on the far wing. Roberson to the top of the key to Willett. Logan Willett backs off. Long two-point jump shot. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Logan Willett gets into double digits in points, and he will draw the charge. Will Susie will be whistled with a foul. I try to be as impartial as I can, but I believe Willett was on his way down before Susie got to him. But the Pioneers will take it, as that is a charge foul. No argument from the UNA Lion bench. As Willett's on the near wing. He'll drive in, goes around the world, puts it up, and that rattle's no good. Rebound coming down to Isaac Chapman. Blackman goes to Littles. Littles on the left block goes up, and he'll be fouled by Tyrell Ware. So Littles will go to the free throw line. Littles knocking on the door of 20. The double-double version. He's at 17 points and 16 rebounds. His first free throw is no good. Ware is out. Clairday is in. Second free throw is up and true. Alex Merrow for Crowley's Ridge looks to his left side. Now to Key Roberson. Bounce pass to a cutting Merrow. Beautiful play, but an even more beautiful block by Emmanuel Littles. Underneath, there is a shot and a foul. The bucket by Mervyn James. Count the bucket, and the foul by Riley Clairday. So Mervyn James will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play, as that is Clairday's first foul of the evening. And the three-point play is good. So it is now 80-46. Pioneers down by 34. Braden Williams at the top of the key will drive into the paint, lays it up, and that is all kinds of blocked by Isaac Chapman. But that's stolen away by the Pioneers. Here's Logan Willett. Willett on the far wing, trying to find an open play. He goes to the left side to Braden Williams. Williams head fakes the three, takes 2 steps inside the line, and that is up and good. Long two-point jump shot from Braden Williams. Here is Emmanuel Littles, who goes to the top of the key to Mervyn James. James three-pointer rattles out. Alex Merrow with the board for Crowley's Ridge. 7.5 left to go in the contest. Logan Willett on the far wing. Willett goes behind his back, off the right elbow. His floater is up, misses, rebounded by Littles. Littles up to 17 rebounds now, 18 points. Littles looks to his left, bounce pass back to Littles. Littles gets up, gets in. Littles, 20 points now. For the junior, he averaged 9 points into the game. He has more than doubled his average. Alex Merrow goes to the left side. Here's Key Roberson on the near corner. Now back to Williams. Williams, 7 on the shot clock, needs to get a shot off. That's tipped away. The Pioneers have to get a shot off with 1 second. And Logan Willett heaved it, trying to draw the foul. He did not. So the shot clock violation sends us to our next break. With 6 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in this contest, Crowley's Ridge trailing the Lions of the University of North Alabama, 82-48. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
145 over 92.
180 over 111. I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Look out, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can stand, she can do more. Like build a rocket and launch it soar. Clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can stand, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
You love them enough to sit through their favorite boy band with them. Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Braden Williams.
Stolen away by Braden Williams. Williams gets a man to miss. And he gets the bucket.
You're watching CRC basketball.
Head coach Chris Perkins using that media timeout to allow his team to catch their breath a bit, waiting about 45 seconds of the 60-second timeout to just talk things over, talk over strategy with assistant coach Logan Nutt, and then letting his players catch their breath, and then coming in. So the pass goes over and finds a wide open Jamari Blackman, who drains the three-pointer. Jamari Blackman's three-pointer on the other side of the Pioneers. Key Roberson not looking for the pass, but the turnover is for naught as the Lions turn it right back over. Tyrell Ware in, as is David Ballard for Crowley's Ridge. So it'll be Alex Marrow, Braden Williams, Logan Willett, David Ballard, Riley Clairday, and already said Alex Marrow. There's Tyrell. Here's Braden Williams for three. That is short. But Tyrell Ware gets the rebound off the left block. He missed it. The rebound coming to Mervyn James. Blackman looking to his left to Littles, and Littles is going to take one too many steps and get the traveling violation. Solomon Bone and Avery Perkins will make their debut tonight. It's not their debut in CRC gear. It is their debut this evening. So Crowley's Ridge getting Bone and Perkins some good minutes here tonight. Solomon Bone still looking for his first points of the season. Here he is for three. That's short. The rebound coming down to Littles. Pass to the left side going to James. Mervyn James calling for a screen from Littles. James backs off, puts up a shot. Actually, that was a pass going to Blackman. Blackman's three-pointer missed. The rebound's coming to Mervyn James. James goes by himself up. James goes by himself in. Avery Perkins inbounds to Alex Marrow. And that's going to be stolen away. Here is Blackman. Blackman's going to lay it in, but that's blocked by Tyrell Ware. And the putback still rattling around, still fighting, still going. And that is Mervyn James pulling up for three. That hits the back iron. And a lot of hubbub for nothing. And we have a whistle. Coach Perkins wants to take a 30-second timeout, so we'll take it with him. With 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this contest. Pioneers trailing the Lions of UNA 87-48. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is Solomon Bone. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Solomon Bone playing in his home state, the Yellowhammer State of Alabama, as we are in the northern edge. He's from the central part outside of Montgomery. And we are in Florence in historic Flowers Hall, Crowley's Ridge College, behind the Lions of the University of North Alabama, 87-48. Pioneers already back out onto the court, ready to go, whereas UNA still receiving their instructions from head coach Tony Pujol in his third season. Pioneers ready to go. It was an initial 30-second timeout that was extended into a media. And the Lions of UNA will break their huddle. So Solomon Bone will ready to inbound. In front of the scorer's table on the far sideline. And there is the buzzer, and we are ready to get underway. Here is Alex Merrow. 4:44 left to go in the contest. Pioneers trailing 87-48 to the Lions of UNA. Tyrell Ware finds Avery Perkins. Avery Perkins unable to corral the pass. The pass was up in the air. Perkins tried to jump, but unable to corral it. Was the 5'11 Perkins. Italian Brown for the Lions will drive into the paint, and we're going to have a charge. Italian Brown whistled. And a pair of new players in. We'll have Will Susie and 35 Dallas Howell. He's 34 on the books, but he's wearing 35. So Dallas Howell into the game now, the Coffee Springs native. Brown with the ball on the near wing, looking to the left side is Susie. Susie goes back to Brown. Brown pulls up for three. That's going to hit the back iron. Jump up about 6 feet in the air, and then find its way inside the hoop. So the Lions now up 90-48. Under 4 minutes to play here. Alex Merrow goes to the left side to Solomon Bone. Bone on the near wing finds David Ballard. Ballard back to Bone. One-touch passes to Merrow. Alex Merrow bounce passes to Perkins, who finds Bone. Bone's going to drive down the baseline, and he will be pushed out of bounds by Dallas Howell. And we're going to have our next media timeout. We just had one, but we're going to have another one. So the Pioneers now down 90-48, 3 minutes, 41 seconds left to go. Both teams in the bonus. Possession arrow favoring UNA. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to barely sleep, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Avery Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
We're welcoming you back inside historic Flowers Hall on the campus of the University of North Alabama. Crowley's Ridge College down to the hosting Lions, 90-48, 3 minutes and 41 ticks left to go here in the contest. Pioneers were led offensively by Bo Roberson's 12 points, but Roberson has taken a majority of the second half off. As Solomon Bone will now go to the free throw line to shoot in the bonus. Bone still looking for his first point of this season. Bone with very limited playing time. On the court for the Pioneers will be Solomon Bone, Alex Merrow, Avery Perkins, Tyrell Ware, and David Ballard. For the Lions of UNA, it's going to be Will Susie, Dallas Howell, as Bone gets his first bucket of the season. Dallas Howell, Sawyer Wright, C.J. Brim, Will Susie, and Detalian Brown. Second free throw from Bone is short. Here's C.J. Brim to Susie, out to Howell. Howell for three, short, rebound. Fault for David Ballard gets it. Here's Avery Perkins, who goes back to Merrow. Alex Merrow with 3.5 left to play. As Micah Duncan readies to check in for the green and white. Merrow picks up his dribble, goes to Tyrell Ware. Ware loses control of his dribble, and that's going to be taken away by Howell. The heave down low to Brim. Brim lays it up. Brim lays it in. Alex Merrow with the ball for Crowley's Ridge. Merrow dribbles to his right, finds Avery Perkins. Here's Ballard back to Ware. Ware picking up his dribble, goes up. His shot rattles out. The rebound coming down to Susie. Susie has a bounce pass leading Brim. And we will have J.M. Gregg and Logan, Micah Duncan in. So Solomon Bone, Micah Duncan, J.M. Gregg, Avery Perkins, and with the ball is Alex Merrow. Merrow to the right side to Perkins, who finds Duncan. Duncan back to Merrow, head fakes the three. He'll pick up his dribble, goes to Gregg, to Duncan. Duncan for three. That's going to be short. Nowhere close, as that's going to go out of bounds. Goes Perkins, getting those young players some solid minutes here on a relatively big stage. It is a mid-major, but it is a Division I school. Alex Merrow with the ball at the right elbow, finds J.M. Gregg on the far corner. Gregg's trying to spin around. Back to Merrow. Merrow back to Gregg. Gregg to Micah Duncan. Duncan to Merrow. Merrow picking up his dribble. Goes to Perkins. Perkins to Bone. To J.M. Gregg. Pioneers pulling up for three is Gregg. He misses. Micah Duncan was good job down underneath. We'll call it a pass to Duncan. It wasn't, but we'll say it was. In the game now is Coleman Barranco. Barranco finds Howell on the near corner, who drives in, who goes outside to Brim. Brim pulls up for three. That rattles out. Barranco gets the board. He goes up. He misses his shot. Correction, that was Susie. That'll be a foul on J.M. Gregg, and that'll send Will Susie to the charity stripe. Coming back in for the Lions is going to be Alexa Modic. Free throw from Susie is up and in. 94 seconds left to go. Susie readying his second free throw. And it is true. 96-51, Pioneers down to the Lions of the University of North Alabama. Alex Merrow to J.M. Gregg finds Solomon Bone. Solomon Bone bounce pass, one touch to Merrow, who goes to Gregg. J.M. Gregg trying to penetrate, cannot, finds Alex Merrow between the circles. Merrow pulls up for three, hits the backboard, and the rebound's going to come away to Alexa Modic. Alex Merrow almost getting the steal. Instead, here is Coleman Barranco. Goes back out to Modic. Modic goes to Howell. Howell's three-pointer misses, but here is Modic for the rebound. Barranco finds Susie. Susie goes out back to Barranco. He's going to dribble off of his toe. And Solomon Bone's going to get the board. Solomon Bone is going to Euro step, and he gets blocked. And just kind of shrugs his shoulders. That does go out of bounds. Last touch by the Lions of UNA. Micah Duncan's going to bounce pass to Avery Perkins, but off of the fingertips of Perkins. Here's Will Susie. But quickly streaking down to save the points was Solomon Bone. He tipped it out of the hands of Susie. but it does fall out of place. So Alexa Monic is going to inbound under his own hoop. He finds Howell. Howell pulls up for three. The left-hander makes the three-pointer, and it is a 99-51 game in favor of the purple and gold. Alex Marrow with the ball. To the left side, J.M. Gregg pulling up for three. That was good on line, but a little too far to the right side. Rebound is out of play. Last touch by the Lions. Here's Alex Marrow. Marrow driving in off the boards, misses it. We're down to 20 seconds. Shot clock is turned off. Coleman Barranco's going to step on the sideline as he received the pass. So it's Pioneer basketball with 17 seconds left to go. A little bit of a hole to climb out of, do the Pioneers have. 99-51. Micah Duncan drives in. And it's going to be tipped out of play by the Lions. Inbound to Alex Marrow. Marrow's going to spin around, and he will lose his footing and travel. And so with exactly 8 seconds left to go, the Lions will inbound it. And Coleman Barranco's going to watch the clock tick down the last 5 seconds of play. And that will be your final score. Final score, Crowley's Ridge College falls to the hosting Lions of the University of North Alabama. The telling of the final score, UNA 99, Crowley's Ridge 51. Pioneers fall in this contest 99-51 and fall to a 3-9 record. UNA improves to 3-2. We'll take a timeout and have some post-game stats for you and get you set for the next games. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
My name is Grayson Taylor, and I'm the campus minister at the Ridge Connection, which is the campus ministry on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College. College is a time that is possibly the most formative time in any person's life. It's where you find out who you might marry, figure out what you want to do with your life, and you figure out if your faith is legitimate, or you figure out if you believe in God at all. At the Ridge Connection, we want to help you to find an authentic community of believers that is both encouraging and uplifting to you during your time in college. We hope that as you become more involved in our campus ministry, that you actually leave campus more like Jesus than you were when you walked in. We want to help you connect to God, connect to other people, and of course, connect on the campus of CRC. So follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at The Ridge Connection. You can find us on Instagram at The Ridge Connect. We are so excited to see what God does through The Ridge Connection on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but
Filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Coach Perkins. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back inside historic Flowers Hall as the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College fall to the hosting Lions of the University of North Alabama. Final score of 99-51. Crowley's Ridge led in points by Bo Roberson's 12. He had another double-double tonight, 12 points and 10 rebounds. Two players tied with 2 assists each. Crowley's Ridge shooting 26.3% from the floor. UNA 45%, making 36 of an attempted 80 shots. 20 of 76 were the green and white. From long range, the Pioneers shot 5 of an attempted 25 for 20 points. 11 of 33 were the Lions for 33.3%. From the Shady Stride, the Pioneers shot 6 of 10. They have been shooting well from the free throw line over the past couple of games, giving them a 60 percentile marking. The Lions, on the other side, shooting 23 free throws, connecting on 16 of those, giving them just shy of 70%. Crowley's Ridge had 17 turnovers in the game, 14 for the purple and gold. And of the 17 Pioneer turnovers, the Lions turned around and got 19 points. But of those turnovers, the 14 turnovers by the Lions, they were able to hold the Pioneers to just 6 points off of the turnovers. Pioneers had 40 rebounds, and how's this for a stat? UNA got 65 rebounds tonight. That is more than 20 over their average. They averaged, coming into the game, 40.3 rebounds. They came away with 65 total rebounds tonight, including 20 offensive boards, 45 defensive boards. Of those second-chance points, the Lions pulled the ball down 20 times off the offensive board, coming away with 26 second-chance points. Pioneers had, on the other side, 12 offensive boards coming down for 6 second-chance points. Pioneers had 3 blocks. The Lions with 7. 7 steals for the Pioneers and 8 for the Lions. And another big differential between the two squads. The Pioneers had just 6 assists compared to UNA's 20. As we look at the individual statistics, first for the hosting UNA Lions, they were 14 rebounds for the Lion sophomore Mervyn James. The Pioneers, as we look down the line, they were led offensively again by Bo Roberson's double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds for the Tuckerman Bulldog sophomore. Behind him was Logan Willett with 10 points, as we are going to be luckily joined up here on the sidelines up above Flowers Hall by head coach Chris Perkins, as we'll get him all set for his headset. This will be his first radio interview with us. Howdy, Coach. Good game tonight.
We played okay. We didn't get off to a good start. That really hurt us. I thought we got better. I think there's a lot of things we can learn from this, but just didn't get off to a good start. And I don't know if it was we traveled today or just focus. I thought we played a lot better in the second half, but they're a good team. Obviously, they're a lot more athletic than we are, and we didn't rebound very well.
That's why I said that they averaged 40 rebounds coming away with over 60 total rebounds. They were led. Emmanuel Little had a double-double in the first half, almost 5 minutes into the game. But you were able to kind of shut him down a little bit in the second half. How were you able to try and stop him at least a little?
Well, I thought Tyrell and I thought Riley did a good job one-on-one, but I kind of told the rest of our guys, especially with Littles, you got a double team on the box out with him. And I thought we did a better job in the second half of going and finding him with 2 guys and boxing him out and keeping him off. And so a little more group rebounding, a little more team rebounding, and I thought we did a better job of that in the second half.
And led by Bo Roberson's 12 points, another double-double, but Logan Willett with his third consecutive double-digit game. How well has Logan been playing recently?
Logan's doing a good job. He's getting to the basket, and I took him out a couple of times tonight because he was selling himself a little short. But he did a better job there in the second half and got to the basket. I think his last basket, I told him, I said, that's what you've got to be able to do. And he's a really aggressive. I thought tonight he was kind of about a step short on some drives to the basket, but I thought he finished up and did a better job. He gives us a good spark off the bench. He's a senior, and he's put together a couple of good games for us. Played really well against Bethel. Played really good at St. Louis, and put a good game together tonight for us.
So Pioneers will now pack up and hit I-65 north to Nashville to spend the weekend in Nashville against another pair of Division I teams. So how are you keeping your team on their toes for those two games?
Well, we're going to stay as relaxed as we can, and we've kind of got everything done. We're on the road. I think at this time of the year, no class, nothing else going on. I kind of like being on the road. I think it kind of gives us, we have nothing else but to focus on but basketball. And we'll stay here tonight. We'll head up in the morning, and we've got a practice late tomorrow afternoon at one of the high schools there in the Nashville area, and we'll have Tennessee State on Saturday, and then the same thing. We'll practice on Sunday over at Lipscomb, and then get ready to play them on Monday afternoon.
So Tennessee State, kind of a late game. We were originally scheduled to play Midway up in Kentucky, but as happens with COVID, how are you keeping your guys focused during all this COVID crisis?
I think we're kind of done with the testing, so that's kind of helped us. We've got one more tomorrow before we play the last two games, and that'll be the end of the Division I testing. It's stressful. I told Coach Nutt and I were talking about it. I said this is more stressful than an end of the game or a practice, because you don't know. We lost a couple of guys earlier back in the end of November to it. You don't know what the test is going to show, and we had guys that tested positive that had no symptoms whatsoever. So it's just it's a crazy year. It's a stressful year for coaches because you don't know who's going to be available for your next game and who's not.
Well, thank you for joining us, Coach. Be safe getting Appreciate up towards Nashville. That game Saturday against Tennessee State will be at 7 o'clock. They will have an audio feed. I'm trying to see if they have a stat or video feed for you. I'll not be making the trip. I'm sorry. But we're here in Florence for you. Appreciate you coming up and talking to us, Coach.
Appreciate it. Okay. Good night.
We thank y'all for joining us tonight. Again, our Pioneers will travel to Nashville to take on the Tennessee State Tigers, and then on Monday they will face the Lipscomb Eagles, and then we'll take a break for the new year before traveling to Pensacola Christian on January 5th before coming home to face Welsh College on January 7th. So our next broadcast will be next year on January 7th as the Pioneers will host Welsh College. The Lady Pioneers will also be on that game. We thank you for joining us tonight. Till we see you then.